guys. So my name is Amy, or amylouise. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, or welcome back. Today is another Foundation Friday. If you are not familiar, every Friday I do a video testing out a different foundation. On one half I will apply with a sponge, on the other I will apply with a brush. And I will wear it for a full day, usually around 12 hours, and see how it wears, how it performs, the coverage, the difference between the brush and the sponge, and we will put it to the test. Today I have got the Makeup Revolution matte base in the shade F2. I think this is the only Makeup Revolution foundation I've never tried, like, ever. It says that it is pore blurring, full coverage foundation. That's all the information on here. I got this yesterday from Superdrug. Well, technically I bought it like a week ago, but it got delivered yesterday. So I'm just going to take this plastic off. Oh, that was satisfying. It is 7:41, and the only reason I am up this early is because my child has a Zoom call at 8:30. Yes, my 8-year-old has a Zoom meeting with school, so so I'm gonna go in with this. I'm not doing like a full crazy makeup day today. I'm just not into it at the minute. I feel like I say this every time I do a Foundation Friday. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really wearing makeup today. I don't know what it is about getting up so early and needing to do makeup and needing to do like foundation as early as possible makes me just not want to do like eyes on like full like heavy duty makeup. It's just, I think because I do my eyes first, I'm just not into doing like getting up even earlier to do eyes, to have my base on early enough to get like a 12 or 14 hour wear out of a foundation. Okay, so I just applied my Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer. It is the one that I've been loving recently, and I mean, it has just been doing amazing things for my skin. I'm pretty sure she said that it was originally like skincare, or it has skincare properties, and I do see that, like, it has done really good things for my skin. I'm going to take my little palette. I'm sure you are not new to me to seeing this on my channel, and I'm going to squeeze out an appropriate amount of foundation. I'm just going to take, so it's thick but it doesn't seem too thick. It's like a really quite a nice consistency. So you can see it's thick enough to hold its shape while I hold it up, but it's not too thick that it's like really hard to squeeze out. I'm gonna dot this all over my face. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Primark beauty sponge and blend out one side. Okay, so the sponge has done a decent job. It's not sorry, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's definitely better than some of the foundations in this series that I've tried with the sponge that I've completely let down. This hasn't. I could wear this. It is not full coverage with a sponge. I would say a very, very high medium, just under full. I can still see pigmentation peeking through up here. This just, you can ignore this because I have worn my most full coverage foundation yesterday and that didn't cover. I can cover it, but just applying my foundation like I normally do, that didn't cover, so I'm not expecting this with a sponge to cover that. I've got a little friend down here that's poking through, more pigmentation poking through. Like, you can still see my skin peeking through basically, but it is really nice. A high medium. Okay, and then next I'm going to go in with my flat top kabuki. This is the Morphe Y6. I say this in every video. They do sell this with a black handle. They don't sell this one anymore because this was a limited edition one. I believe it's the M6 or the M4 actually. I don't know. I'll find a link. I'll put it down below. But they do have this brush from Morphe with a black handle. If you don't like Morphe, there are Sigma versions. There's versions from like most brands that do a flat top kabuki. That is the best type of foundation brush in my opinion. Okay, so this is the side with the brush. This is really nice. Like, this is really nice. Yeah, I'd call this a full coverage. I could do a little bit more on my forehead, but I'm not gonna bother. Like I said, the only thing I'm doing today is homeschooling my son, so makeup's not really high up on that priority list. We're still in a lockdown. This is the second UK lockdown. So we're not like socializing or going out and about in the world, but I do want to give this a shot just to bring a bit of dimension to my face. I'm going to go in with my Made by Mitchell blush. I want to see how things layer over this. Okay, so the blush went on really nicely, no disruption. Let's go with a bit of concealer. This is the Juvia's Place concealer. I'm just going to go under my eyes. I'm not going to do everywhere, just so that we can kind of not add extra coverage. Okay, I'm going to quickly set with my Huda Sugar Cookie. I'm just going to use that same sponge. And then in with a big fluffy brush. This is just the way I set my base pretty much every day. Okay, so just adding that bit of powder, the same amount as what I always do. My base looks super matte and dry. Like, my skin, I do not have dry skin, and yet my skin looks dry. I'm hoping when I go in with a setting spray that will work with it and bring this back to life. But it is looking super matte, more matte than any of my other foundations that are matte that I can think of. I can't think of one that makes my skin look like this. I use the same powder, the same amount of powder. It looks quite dry. I'm going to go in with my kimchi because I want to keep this as affordable as I can with what I'm using. This is like, this foundation is less than £5 I think. This setting spray, I believe 13. It's the Kimchi Stage Proof setting spray. You can get this in Beauty Bay. I absolutely love this stuff. And then I'm just going to quickly fill in my brows with the Revolution, I don't know which one's this called. I think it's like the micro liner in the shade Dark Brown. It is the teeny tiny little round ended pencil. I'm just going to quickly fill in my brows. Nothing special, not even my usual like a fluffy brow, just giving my brow just a little something. And then over the top with my P. Louise macchiato, I think this one is. It's espresso. So I'm just going to quickly pop this. Just running it like backwards through the hair just so that it kind of picks up. I'm going to put the Petal Gloss on by Beauty Bay just to give my lips a little colour. Okay, so this is going to be my makeup for the day. Like, very basic. Everything applied really nicely on top. It's not broken down anywhere, but it still does look quite dry. I don't know. Like, it looks heavy and it looks dry on my skin. I'll try and get clips up close so that you can see what I mean, but sometimes the camera just doesn't pick these things up. You can wear like 3 inches of like super thick makeup and look hideous in person in natural lighting, and then you put a camera and a ring light on and you look flawless. So sometimes the camera just doesn't want to pick it up, but I'm going to do my best to see if I can show what I'm seeing in the mirror, particularly like on the corners of my mouth, like where you've got that movement. You can just kind of, it just seems very dry and like crepey, and yeah, I'm not a fan of it, particularly like on the corners of my mouth. That's really bugging me. Like areas where there's like high movement, I am predicting it's gonna break down. So like the corners of my mouth I feel like are gonna break down. Between my eyebrows are gonna break down, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just the way it's sitting on those areas. But yeah, it from a distance it looks really nice, but when I get up in that mirror, it looks dry and heavy. But the coverage is there, so we will see. I will check in probably around 8 o'clock tonight.
One eternity later.
I am extremely tempted to finish off the video like this. Like, I'm so comfortable and just snug and warm and happy. But look at how nice this foundation is looking. Like, it just looks so good. This foundation looks better now than when I applied it, and it's like 14 hours nearly. Wear time is crazy. Hi guys, okay, so I am back. I've just had to take my glasses off. I've been in my bed for like 2 hours watching Rebecca JU reporting for Beauty Duties Facebook Live in Make Me Up Mrs. Patreon group. So for like 2 hours I was laying in bed just watching her live, completely just like vegged out, zoned out watching her, and I almost didn't film the end of this video. I've been so busy today. I have spring cleaned, winter cleaned, COVID cleaned my entire house. I've moved furniture. I have been up in the loft. I've been crazy today. I was just on a mission to just get as much done as I could. So I really put this this Revolution Matte Base F2 foundation to the test. So I've not touched up, I haven't done anything to my face, just simply because I haven't really had the time. Yeah. it looks so nice. Like, where I thought, like on the corners of my mouth and between my brows, it would break down, it hasn't. It has broken down just a little bit here and here, but I'm going to blame that on my hoodie. Like I said, 2 hours of like, my hood was up like this and I was veg, and it was literally like tucked in like this. You can see my foundation on my hood. I've had this hoodie on since about 10 minutes after I started filming, and honestly, like, it's not a big deal to me if it comes off just a little bit there, but everywhere else, like, it looks really, really nice. It doesn't look too matte, it doesn't look super glowy. I didn't put any highlight on so that I could see what oils come through and where, and honestly, I have not got a bad thing to say about this. I think this might be my new favourite work foundation. Obviously I'm on furlough at the minute thanks to lockdown and COVID, but I think when I go back to work, this is going to be my day-to-day work foundation. I think it was under £5. So really, this is like ideal for day-to-day wear. It looks beautiful, it wears beautifully, it just looks stunning. I've got nothing bad to say about this foundation at all. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching today's video. If you like this, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out, and while you're there, if you want to give me a subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And if you want to become one of my patrons, there is a link in the description box below to become one of my coffee beans. It's £1, £3 or £5, so it's not a lot, but obviously I understand if you cannot afford that. Yeah, that is everything for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.